Welcome back. You're still with us on Startup Street. Growth capital firm Playbook Partners has marked the first close of its maiden fund. It has raised over $130 million through global investors from Europe, US, Middle East and India. The fund is using the green shoe option and can grow up to $250 million. Playbook will partner with growth stage tech-enabled businesses in large addressable markets. Joining me now to discuss its plans is Vikas Chaudhary, the founder and managing partner at Playbook. Vikas, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street today. You know, you've announced the first close of your fund, and it's your maiden fund at $130 million. How soon do you hope to see the close of your fund at $250 million?
First, thanks, Arundhati and Ritu, for having me on CNBC today. It's a proud moment for us to bring a growth capital firm, which effectively would be one of the largest raises in the country this year, as a domestic firm for tech-enabled businesses in India. We've got strong investor interest coming in from Middle East, US, Europe, and even Asia. And therefore, we hope to be able to reach our target of $250 million over the next few months itself. There are institutional investors as well, and if those kick in, then it should be sooner rather than later.
All right, sooner rather than later is when we can expect the close of this fund. But, like you said, you've got all of these investors from Europe, US, Middle East and India. If you could take us through what the conversations were and what's investor appetite like for Indian startups at this point?
I think the number one factor that's playing well is effectively interest in India, as a dominant global powerhouse today. And effectively a lot of capital being trained, their eyes coming into India at this point in time. Secondly, tech being where it is at in terms of value creation over the last decade, and India promising to take that forward towards the next decade was an area that we concentrate on, and people quite enjoyed that thesis. And thirdly, we are an operator-driven growth capital firm, and those two unique qualities that we have, which is scaled businesses, ones that we can roll up our sleeves and advise and mentor and guide along with capital, has worked well for our investors.
So scaled business is what you're looking at, but also digital is at the key of your investment thesis, right? So any specific themes that are looking particularly exciting for you, and you're looking, as you said, to invest in the later stage, right?
That's right. I think digital transformation of India, both as a consumption story and as a production story, is something that we're looking at investing in. Large-scale companies, effectively, at least 100 to 200 crores in revenue, positive unit economics. The two themes that we believe will drive India's growth for the next decade. One is distribution, which is digital disintermediation across the entire stack of distribution. How do you get products and services to 19,000 pin codes and 8,000 towns in India cost effectively? The other one is what we call affordable disruption, which is creating world-class products for large-scale problems like healthcare, climate, and the move from enterprise to SaaS, coming out of India, first for India and then for the world.
So distribution and SaaS, the two key themes that you're looking at over there. While you were in stealth mode, have you already identified a few startups that you hope to deploy these funds to? And how many startups do you want to invest in via this new fund?
Yeah, we've actually been private market investors, for almost 2 decades. And in fact, it was coincidental today that you had Nazara, Inmobi, and GoQuick just before me. All three are my investee companies.
Yes.
So
yes, absolutely. I actually saw that on your portfolio.
So it's great curation from you then. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, we therefore have a deep understanding of India's tech markets. We have exposure to over 100 companies, and therefore we have a pipeline. We do have a very eclectic blend of sort of art and science in terms of how do we look at selecting our companies based on data to begin with, and then entrepreneurs and businesses that have been structured to master the art of scale. In India, actually, there are 100,000 startups, but less than 1% of them have actually effectively hit the scale that we're looking at. So therefore, we take 99% of mortality risk out of the equation and are concentrating on a bunch of themes that we spoke about earlier and companies that we like.
All right. So no names that you can give me at this point. You haven't figured out which those next companies are that you're going to back at this point.
Not yet, but we're right around the corner. You'll hear from us very soon.
So right around the corner, so we're going to hear from you soon. So, like you said, and it was also the next question I was going to ask you, you've backed firms like InMobi and Rapido. If you could take us through how you pick these startups, what's your mantra at Playbook Partners?
Yeah, I think what we're looking at now are effectively what we call unicorns and not unicorns, right? Businesses that are large scale, that have demonstrated positive unit economics and still have sustainable growth. And that is the new mantra of the new India, if you will.
Right.
And we have been operators, all our lives, have built very large scale digital businesses and look at that in terms of what we would like to fund going forward. We also bring a whole host of operating partners and advisors that work with our companies, both pre-selection, and post-selection,
Right.
and being able to mentor them to achieve meaningful growth outcomes.
So unit cons is what you're looking at, a new term that you've coined today. But, Vikas, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. And we wish you all the best on this new journey of yours.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it and look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Absolutely.
For more news and updates, all you need to do is follow CNBC TV18 on all of our digital platforms.